and gentlemen, children of all ages, for those watching on YouTube and those not attending personally, because that would be creepy if you were in my place, let's get ready to blizzard! Okay, so it's been a while since we've covered this topic here on G4G. Before we continue, don't even bother asking me any questions about Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux. Just don't. There's no news. Goodbye. Anyway, let's talk about Blizzard. Activision Blizzard. Actard, as it was joked about many, many years ago when the merger happened. Not related to what you think it relates to. Simply part Activision, part Blizzard, Actard. Anyway, like I was saying, it has been a while since we have talked about this lovely, lovely company here on G4G. But we've got a lot to talk about this week, as potentially the house of paper thin and burnt cards is falling down. So there's been a lot of news this week, and the majority of it has been surrounding Bobby Kotick, a.k.a. the shit weasel, the shit fuck weasel. By the way, there is also, I think, some solid proof that he was in Jeffrey Epstein's little black book. Do with that little tidbit as you may. So, shareholders are calling for the step down of Bobby Kotick from Activision Blizzard. To quote Padme, I vote the Chancellor, well, not the Chancellor, the Chancellor is who they wanted in. I vote the Senate no confidence. Yeah, I would vote no confidence in Bobby too. I think the only thing that can save Activision Blizzard's reputation at this point is to honestly go ahead and get rid of Bobby Kotick. It's the single biggest, most sweeping, most effective PR win that they can do, and that is to get rid of Bobby Kotick. They have to. They truly have to at this point. It used to be that if you had this conversation in a room full of gamers that followed Activision Blizzard and everything, and you said, we got to get rid of Bobby Kotick, how would you feel if you got rid of it? I think you would find some fair-minded people in there and say, look, you know, we hate this guy because he's a money-grubbing piece of shit, but he's making money for, you know, Blizzard. I don't really think he can be faulted for these things that are happening. You know, he's so far up the chain. These things were probably all, like, happening 50 feet below him, you know, 50 rungs down. He probably couldn't see down there from the clouds. Well, no, he was very much a part of all of this. So now maybe those fair-minded people who would go, yeah, I like to get rid of him because he's greedy and his culture is ruining the companies and everything, but I can't really believe that he has to do with all of the bad PR press that they've had. Well, yeah, strap in. Here we go. A day after Activision Blizzard employees staged a walkout to call for the resignation of CEO Shitfuck Weasel and several other executives, a group of Activision Blizzard shareholders with a total of 4.8 million shares is similarly and fucking finally, in my opinion, asking for the company's CEO's resignation in a letter to the company's board of directors. The walkout in the letter from shareholders follows a WSJ report that Kotick was aware of the sexual misconduct allegations at the firm but didn't inform its board of directors. And he has more direct things. It has been said that Bobby Kotick threatened a woman who was going to leak bad press about them, and she still has the voicemail proving that it happened. I think he actually threatened to kill her or have her killed. Hopefully we'll see that somewhere in here. I forget where I have that information. In contrast to past company statements, CEO Bobby Kotick was aware of the many incidents of sexual harassment and assault and gender discrimination, but failed to ensure that executives and managers responsible were terminated or to recognize the systemic nature of the company's hostile, toxic workplace culture. In addition to asking Bobby Kotick to resign, the group of shareholders is calling for the board's two longest-serving directors, Brian Kelly and Robert Morgado, to retire by December 31st. Kelly is a chairman of Activision Blizzard Board of Directors, and Morgado serves as the lead independent director. The Blizzard Board of Directors responded to the article saying it remained confident in Bobby Kotick's relationship. So, unfortunately, the board is sticking by Kotick, and that's a problem. And yes, there are times when the board goes against the CEO. I worked for a company when the board decided the CEO was not being thrifty enough, and that CEO was asked to leave. So boards don't always just automatically side with the CEO. There are definitely times where they will side with what is best for the business, either financially or in the public eye. Shareholders said in the letter that if Kotick, Kelly, and Morgado don't step down, they would not vote for the re-election of current directors on the board at the next shareholder meeting in June. They would urge other shareholders to follow. So this is consequence culture right here. This isn't cancel culture. This is consequence culture right there. Hey, shareholders, your dude sucks. If you continue to defend him, we will vote in new people that will maybe do it. So what this says is, why don't you save face and ditch the dude? I think any one of us here in the public, any Blizzard gamers, would probably be hard-pressed to say that they would defend Bobby Kotick staying around. Maybe Call of Duty people, because they want their new Call of Duty every 7 minutes, no matter how many changes occur. But outside of the COD franchise, who really wants Bobby Kotick still at Activision Blizzard down at our level, the player level? After new revelations, it's clear that the current leadership repeatedly failed to upload a safe workplace, which is a basic function of their job. Activision Blizzard needs a new CEO, board chair, and lead independent director with expertise, skill set, and conviction to truly change the culture. Blizzard did not immediately respond. This changing the culture is very important because we're going to see something else about that in just a moment. A letter was signed by an Australian retail fund, Future Super Canada groups, and blah, 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 investments, financial stuff, blah, 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 blah. Share does not hold any shares in Blizzard. 110 employees walked out and protested at Irvine, California. So you're seeing a lot of this in California lately, like David Chappelle and the Netflix thing. Campus, they did this at the campus of the major Activision Blizzard subsidiary, Blizzard Entertainment, after Kotick dismissed the WSJ report as misleading in a video message distributed to the employees. It was the second walkout that they've seen in the 4 months following the July lawsuit. A better ABK, Activision Blizzard King, which is Candy Crush, or the mobile game part is King. Bobby Kotick, given your visible stance to bettering ABK working conditions within for the benefit of your employees, are you prepared to voluntarily recognize a union formed by these workers so they can hold you accountable to your commitments? So this is when they were union busty-ish. Union buster-ish. Yeah, we've gone over this stuff over here in the past, and the lawsuit's still going along. Let's meet the board member supporting the besieged Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick, a.k.a. Shitfuck Weasel. So this is probably going to be... This one is really more of the same. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan has called Activision's timid response disheartening and frankly stunning. Activision Blizzard has a nightmarish 2021 with historic allegations of harassment causing enormous upheaval. There's the board. Here's the board defending him, saying the company is already implementing an industry-leading change, which includes zero-tolerance harassment policy, a dedication to achieving significant increases to the percentages of women and non-binary people. The board remains confident, this sounds like Outer Worlds, that Bobby Kotick appropriately addressed workplace issues brought to his attention. maybe now, but not for the decade leading up to it. Incredible. What's most telling about the statement, which really lays bare the sycophantic power structures in place, is that amidst this PR nightmare, the company isn't even doing the one thing Kotick has always been able to rely on doing, and that is making people money. Vanguard sales are down. The company lost 29% of its overall player base in the last 3 years, which really is Blizzard and World of Warcraft. The shareholders are calling for its resignation. Robert Kotick's mother dates his compulsive capitalism to toddlerhood when Bobby sold her ashtray to a friend who had come over for a play date. Jesus Christ. Oh, and there it is. Jeffrey's name appears. Bobby Kotick's name appears in Jeffrey Epstein's Little Black Book. Oh dear. Wow, that is a lot of information on these people. Christopher Lambert. That's the actor? Raiden? Wait, no. No, okay, good. No, yep. Wow, no. Not Highlander and Raiden. No. Please don't tell me you were in his Little Black Book. Wait, Tarzan of the Apes. Yeah, no, that's him. Shit. I hope not. I hope not. Really hope not. I would be really sad. So, alright, so here are the names. We've gone over some of them. Nothing particularly new here. However, here is some more stuff, and this is really one of the more damning things that have come out this week. So, Ybarra and Jen O'Neill were named co-heads when Blizzard was going through the major reshuffle. And it was like, oh, okay, we got co-heads, we have a female up there, let's see where this goes. However, even though she only got there in August, she sent out an email in October saying it was clear the company would never prioritize our people in the right way. She said in the email that she had been sexually harassed earlier in her career at Activision and said she was paid less than her male counterpart at the helm of Blizzard and wanted to discuss her resignation. I've been tokenized, marginalized, and discriminated against, wrote Miss O'Neill, who is Asian American and gay. She described a party for an Activision development studio she attended with Bobby Shitfuck Weasel in 2007, in which scantily clad women danced on stripper poles. At the same party, a DJ encouraged female attendees to drink more so the men would have a better time. Jesus Christ, that is bad. Strippers, no. If it was all bros and it was just super bro culture, which actually was super bro culture, but once you start adding ladies in there, like, this isn't a strip club, this is just too much. I can very much understand the offense at this, but this statement, like, hey ladies, get out on the dance floor, drink some more so the men have good time. Here's Snow with Informer. Wow. Ms. Klasky said Mr. Kotick didn't remember attending such a party. The company announced on November 2nd that O'Neill is leaving Blizzard at the end of the year because she feels she can't get it done. She feels that she was put in place to help something and they just don't want to be helped. Dan Bunting, co-head of Activision's Treyarch Studio, was accused by a female employee of sexually harassing her in 2017 after a night of drinking. Activision's Human Resources Department and other supervisors launched an internal investigation 2 years later and recommended that he be fired, but Kotick intervened to keep him. Disgusting. Bunting did not respond for comment. The spokeswoman said the outside investigation was conducted in 2020. After considering potential actions in light of the investigation, they elected not to terminate him, but impose other disciplinary measures. Stupid. 3 years. Justice took 3 years in that case. That's ridiculous. Up here, a lawyer for a former employee at Sledgehammer Games, an Activision-owned studio, alleged in the email that her client had been raped in 2016-17 by her male supervisor after she'd been pressure to consume too much alcohol in the office and at work events. In the office? Really? The female employee reported incidents to Sledgehammer's Human Resources Department and other supervisors, but nothing happened, according to the email, which threatened a lawsuit against the company. Within months of receiving the mail, said people familiar with the situation, Activision reached an out-of-court settlement, which had also been reported to the police. Kotick didn't inform the board of directors that it happened. Wow. And, of course, over here, Bobby Kotick actually wrote the horrendous Frances Townsend email that went out in the beginning of the investigation. Now, everybody believed it was Frances Townsend at the time who said it, because Frances Townsend was a former torture apologist. So when she said, oh, these things are off base and blah, 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 and all these other things that just seemed absolutely crazy, Kotick set himself up to be the hero of the situation when he turned around and said, this email is tone deaf. He wrote that email, said, you got to send this out, and then turned on her, scapegoating her, and then made her look like the bad guy while he got to look like the hero. In 2020, 30 female employees who worked in Activision's esports division wrote an email to their unit leaders saying that female employees had been subject to unwanted touching to meeting comments and exclusion from important meetings and unsolicited comments on their appearance. Kotick was aware of the email, probably did nothing. There, somewhere in all of this is also the one where, oh, maybe it's this. Okay. 2006, one of his assistants complained that he had harassed her, including by threatening in a voicemail to have her killed. She still has this voicemail. The Activision spokeswoman said Kotick quickly apologized 16 years ago for the obviously hyperbolic comment and inappropriate voicemail, and he deeply regrets the exaggeration. Okay, I guess. Still sounds really sketchy when your boss threatens to have you killed. I'm glad she kept the voicemail. In 2007, he was sued by a flight attendant on a private jet he co-owned. The flight attendant claimed the plane's pilot had sexually harassed her, and after she complained to the other owner, Kotick fired her. That's retaliatory. That's really bad. The defendants denied the allegations in a separate action related to legal fees in the case. An arbitrator, citing what he said was sworn testimony, wrote that Kotick told the flight attendant and her attorneys, I'm going to destroy you. A spokesman said Kotick denied ever saying that. In 2008, he settled by paying the attendant $200,000, according to the arbitrator's decision. A spokesperson said he couldn't have fired her in retaliation for complaining because she never complained directly to him. Yeah, if you know she's complaining about it and you fire her, whether or not she said it directly to you, but you know of it, it is retaliatory. God, I can't with these guys. It is, I cannot tell you how depressing this is to see this company like this. Not just for me, but to watch my friends be so mouth agape at everything here and how much they want to distance themselves from this company which produces the only MMO that I care about. I don't really want to dump World of Warcraft for Final Fantasy XIV or Guild Wars 2 or Rift or SWOTR or New World, which has its own massive problems. I mean, the game itself does, not the people. But, I mean, just check out Just Strife Hayes for New World and what's going on there. I really don't want to give up World of Warcraft. 9.2 is being talked about. There's going to be new content that I'm going to want to try. I'm playing Overwatch nearly nightly. I play Heroes of the Storm a couple days in a 2-week, 3-week time period. I still have Diablo Remastered to go through. I want to do Diablo 4 when it drops. Like, I don't want to dislike Blizzard. To me, what will really make me feel less guilty and less like I'm doing a bad thing among my friends playing Blizzard products is getting rid of this dude. This is, to quote Gandalf, cutting off the head of the snake or the serpent. I don't remember what he says in the quote. I think it's cut off the head of the snake. It has to be done. And I'm glad these shareholders are threatening the board and saying that we will vote you out if you don't do it. And it sounds very political. It is literally like a political party, say the mask party, telling the mask candidate, if you don't work for us, we will find somebody else to vote in for you on the next cycle, getting primaried. We hear it in American politics all the time lately, especially with the division inside of the Republican Party and the two sides that exist over there. And some Democrats, it's happening to. But yeah, they absolutely need to primary the fuck out of these board members. If they don't want to listen to the shareholders and the stakeholders, and you could potentially see returning people to Blizzard products. If this dude gets X'd out, they need to do it. They need to keep the threats up. They need to make it real. And Bobby Kotick needs to go. I don't care if he's taking this dip in salary and everything like that. Dude's got, seriously, dude gotta go. Open the door to the igloo, kick him out in the middle of the snow, and shut the door, and watch him just beg and shiver at the window to the igloo and have it be so cold outside as his tears just form into little ice cubes that fall down this man's cold, shitty face to that terrible, rotten black heart of his being in Jeffrey Epstein's book and putting all these people through this shit and being part of the toxic culture himself. He really needs to be investigated for hiding all of this from the board and the shareholders, and he now has enough direct things that he's done. It's not a matter of whether he knew or didn't know about what was happening at Blizzard. He himself participated. Dude gotta go. Bye, Felicia. Seriously, that's it. Anyway, that's my take on what's been happening at Activision Blizzard this week, so let me know what you think. And are you a Blizzard fan? Do you play Blizzard games? And when you hear this, were you dissuaded from playing Blizzard products? Did you feel you didn't want to play that company's games? And if they get rid of him, would you consider going back? Really interested in hearing. Thanks, guys, for checking out the video. Have a good one.